Yeah. Yo, man, you know what I'm saying? Young Gunna, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Run that back, turbo.
When I made my first million, I ain't panic. I only drink out this hill. I'm done with Zanies. I bought my mama a crib. I'm outstanding. I'm pressing my cousin a pill till it's granted. I bought a Chanel heels. I'm Chanel bandit. I still got vintage garments. Old as my granny. Got my interior all, man. Now outside candy. I put your bitch in bomb, cause she pretty. Hey. Freaking I'm fucking her face. My ass do not come with a waist. I'm impatient, I don't wanna wait. I eat golden, I am what I ate. I go a bad wood with an eight. And no shame that I hit with some snakes. Catch out on the farm today. I hop in that Ryan race. I never get tired of the hate. Climb up to the top like a gate. You little niggas copy and paste. I go like a bottle of Ace. A Coca-Cola bottle of her shake. Hey, I had a ball today. She drinking Chardonnay. When the court didn't have to debate. Jewish lawyer that handled the case. The codeine got a hell of a taste. With the pounds and all of your states. That money, that's all I can say. When I made my first million, I ain't panic. I only drink out this hill. Now I'm done with Zanies. I bought my mama a crib. I'm outstanding. I'm pressing my cousin a pill till it's granted. I bought a Chanel heels. I'm Chanel bandit. I still got vintage garments. Old as my granny. Got my interior all, man. Now outside candy. I put your bitch in bomb, man, because she pretty. Hey. Fuck her whenever I want. I guess I get whatever I want. My suppose on a cat like a don't. Got a jet in the sky like a hawk. I geek up and I get in the zone. I put all the rest in the vault. Hey, we rich in the bud a lot. I made my brother a boss. And she keep that dick in her jaw. Keep receipts of the shit that I bought. Keep my links on my wrist when I floss. Carrot stuck in my teeth when I talk. You gon' notice the season when I walk. It's a pen, it's not a law. You got the G, that is not a track off. If I put on white, then it's gotta be off. She knows her word, but her body gets tall. Sensitive turning me on. You wanna know what the cardio cost? Put a Rolex on the arm. When I made my first million, I ain't panic. I only drink out this hill. Now I'm done with Zanies. I bought my mama a crib. I'm outstanding. I'm pressing my cousin a pill till it's granted. I bought a Chanel heels. I'm Chanel bandit. I still got vintage garments. Old as my granny. Got my interior all, man. Now outside candy. I put your bitch in bomb, man, because she pretty.
Today, we're going to talk about the NBA Summer League Finals, Dinger Tuesday, and the MLB slate. Stick around. This is Behind the Lines.
I mean, Connor McDavid, he might be the biggest fraud in all the land. McDavid stinks. He's a softie. What a joke. Oh, man, it's tough to watch.
Gunnar Henderson is not invited to the White Boy Center.
If I was at that game and Zach Campbell came running down, breathing down my neck to catch a home run ball, he would catch an elbow to the nostrils. That's a fact.
He's looking like he's a fucking outfielder in the World Series, man. He's standing in the stand in right field.
He put his glove up there. It wasn't even anywhere close. It looks like Victor Robles playing defense for the Mariners. This guy wasn't even in the same state as catching that home run ball. Check the guy's vision. Somebody put some glasses on Pa. He can't see a thing.
100 fly ball, 100 fly ball, 100 fly ball.
No way.
Oh, yeah!
No fucking way, Trey.
Out of 10 of them, see what I'm saying? I'ma make them see what I'm saying. First they won't smoke, now they just playing. Nigga real hoes, you know what I'm saying?
What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Tuesday, episode 515 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your two hosts, Krabs and Jovan, who is on the way. As always, presented by Bookit Sports. If you're not tracking your bets on Bookit, figure it out. Grow up. What are you doing? You're living in the fucking Stone Age. All right. You're probably still tracking your bets on a note sheet, pen and paper. Okay. Figure it out. Start having an app track it for you. All right. Go download Bookit Sports, use promo code Jovan, and go check it out yourself. I promise once you do, you're never going to stop using it. All right. The best bet tracking app out there by far. And there's the guy, Jovan. How we doing? Happy Tuesday.
Good. The green screen just like exploded.
Okay.
Right as we were hopping into the show. So.
Well, we're back. Look
Got
sharp.
it together.
W's. We got sub banks coming in hot. We got Jalonzo 6 coming in resub. for 10 months. Love that. That's how you get the party started, folks. W's. All right. Yeah, we're going to talk about plenty today. Summer League, which might have been better than the NBA playoffs, the entirety of it combined. We're going to talk some MLB slates, some Dinger Tuesday plays as well coming up here. Let's go ahead and do the W recaps, get those out of the way. I guess most would call them L recaps.
Yep.
Squad ride.
Yesterday.
Cake. Squad ride cake.
The Astros.
Yeah. Unbelievable. They didn't show up. They still have not showed up to the Coliseum.
Dead as ma yesterday.
How about a goose egg from the guys? Unbelievable. GG's was always the Rockies, was never the over in Oakland. Moose shit bet.
Yep.
Moose shit bet.
GG's.
The Sharp Report plays were not much better. 1-4 from me, 2-3 from Jovan. We've got to be better. No excuses. It is what it is. The plays are done. Yesterday was yesterday. Today's today. Let's move on. Let's find some more winners and let's rebound. We don't have another option. Okay. We got props and chops coming in resubbing. Let's have ourselves a comeback after that Moose squad ride last night. Yes, sir. Props and chops. Why not us? Why not us, my man? Squad rides this month, 7, 3, and 1. All right. Let's keep it moving and grooving. I know we're coming off of an L, but I want to get our 8th win this afternoon. Okay. No excuses. No other choice. All right. We're locking in. We're nuking the squad ride today responsibly, I hope. We got Chris Ada coming in, resubbing as well. Love that. We got a hype train moving and grooving, folks. You don't see those on a Tuesday morning very often. Love to see that. Let's keep that hype train absolutely cooking down the tracks. All right. Spin that wheel for Bobby Witt. Probably should, considering he almost hit a cycle yesterday, but we're going to stick to the plan. All right. Giants ML. Moose. I mean, the game was tied the whole fucking game. Brutal. They blew it late. Fake sharp, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it, but Blake Snell went out there, did his job relatively, gave up 2 runs. Wasn't enough. Giants needed a couple more. They blew it late. Hate to see it. Hate to see it. Yesterday's yesterday, today's today. You're starting to sound like Kamala. Krabs, stop it. Okay. We'll leave the politics at the door. Davey Martinez burner. Okay. We're talking sports here. Come on. Giants ML cake, Rockies ML, Jovan. Great play. Great play for underdog week on King of the Board. So you have a nice little lead there. Great play.
Yeah, that was a game that I very much, even with the win, regret having coins on because holy shit, I'm living for 5 less years after that.
I mean, that was so sweaty, bro. There were times when, you had to switch back and root for the Red Sox, and you're switching back, rooting for the Rockies next inning. That's how extra innings go. But never in doubt, the Rockies, they pulled through. They actually won the game outright. Love to see that. I know you had plus 1.5 locked in as well. But for King of the Boards, cash that plus 140. Great start. My goodness.
Yeah, I was in a battle, whether I was just rooting to come out of the game with the plus 1.5 or just chalk the ML or rooting for both. Especially, I mean, the Sam Hilliard home run to tie it at 7 was like I really didn't know what I was rooting for at that point.
We needed 1 run. We got 2. I put my brain in a blender. I'm with you. We got Spencer Biss coming in, resubbing as well for 28 months. That's a seasoned veteran right there. W. Spence. All right, let's keep moving and grooving here. L recaps, but great play there for the Rockies, Jovan. Do we have a moment for me to bitch about something? It might be something the chat doesn't expect. I believe we got, 30 seconds, a minute for me to bitch? Good. Yep. We're on that shit. Chat, what if I told you the best hitter in baseball right now is Victor Robles? Would you believe me? Because it's true. Over the last month or so, this guy's hitting 400. Can't make it up. Knew this was coming as soon as we cut him, right? All he needed was a restart, and he got it. He's been having so much fun out there in Seattle, although they didn't come through last night. For most of us, I know a lot of people had that 2-piece that Trent locked in as well. He still had 2 hits, and they moved him up to the fucking 2-hitter role. He's batting second in their lineup. This guy hasn't hit in the top of the order for the Nats in half a decade. Victor Robles, at one point, one of our top prospects, one of the top prospects in baseball, was actually a more highly regarded prospect than Juan Soto at the time. And the only reason Juan Soto got the call up early was because Robles was hurt during that period. So pretty crazy. We released Robles after, years of mediocrity, although he helped us get a ring in the regular season back in 2019. The Mariners pick him up. I said it as soon as it happens. Whatever team picks him up, he's going to be the next great thing. He's going to be their best player. And would you look at that? People are legitimately talking about him being the best player on the Mariners right this second. I went through Mariners Twitter this morning. I saw people acting like he was, the second coming of Ted Williams, like this tweet says right up here. The guy cannot get out. He's legitimately hitting, I'm not even making this up, 400 since he's been on the Mariners. Like, that's actually a stat. 400 on the nose. He's almost hitting 500. He's almost getting a hit half of his at-bats right now, Jovan. He has never done this for the Nats. Ever. You cannot script this shit. You cannot script it. This dude could not hit for years. For years. And then he goes to the biggest pitcher's park in baseball, probably the second most pitcher's park in baseball, and he ends up hitting 400? Are you kidding me? This is the shit I'm talking about, chat. You cannot script it. Who had Victor Robles hitting 400, being the best hitter in baseball over the last month on their bingo card? Not a single soul. Not a single guy. Oh. And even last night they lost, but he still had 2 hits. Unbelievable. Shout out Victor Robles. If only the Nats could have harnessed this talent and, gotten the results out of it that we've seen him have on Seattle in the last month or two. He's been a greater player out there than he was for the last 3 years in DC. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We got Adam Scott picks coming in, resubbing as well. Jovan, thoughts, comments on Victor Robles absolutely shining in his new role for the Mariners?
I mean, you just kind of felt it happening. You're bitching about the possibility of it, and what do you know? He comes back, and he's literally the greatest hitter of all time with the Mariners. Nats are in gratitude.
God. Look, this guy in chat saying he's the only hitter right now having professional ABs. That was the opposite of what the at-bats he had in DC were. He would go up there with zero approach. He would swing at pitches in the dirt. He would swing at pitches up above his head. And now he's going to freaking Seattle, Pitchers Park, and he's having the best professional ABs out of anybody on the Mariners. Are you kidding me? You cannot script this shit. Oh, we got a hype train moving and grooving. Love that. That'll pick the vibes up. Jovan, that's some gratitude right there, if I've ever seen some. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that is.
Unbelievable. All right. Let's move. Let's groove. All right. I want to talk about the Summer League and why it's been probably the most electric, summer events that we've seen so far besides the PLL. Okay. The Summer League, I am a huge fan, huge supporter. I think the Summer League, honestly, for me, for guys like, college basketball heads who just enjoy watching, efforts, these young guys playing, who we just bet on all college basketball season. Now they're, getting their shot for these NBA teams. It's the coolest summer event, in my opinion. Excuse me. I think it's the best to watch. And the championship last night, Jovan, was epic. I mean, it was back and forth. We had overtime. We had, threes hit in the last 20 seconds. We had 2 threes. Bang, bang. Right at the end of the game to go to OT. This game was unbelievable. Okay, if you guys didn't catch it, go back and watch the highlights today. I promise you, you will not be disappointed at all. All right, that game was absolutely electric. Look at the rebound and the putback 3 here to get to extras, to get to OT with 10 seconds left. After Miami bangs a 3, your Heat, Jovan, unbelievable. You catch any of this game?
Yeah, we got the end of it. Heat culture. And I mean, it was cool. It's always cool seeing the guys in the Summer League. Summer League's awesome because we're huge college basketball guys, obviously. And these guys are in new roles with their teams. You get to see who's legit, who's not. So it was fun. I love that the Heat won, and I love seeing the future of these guys. So it was pretty exciting.
Yeah, that Josh Christopher dude, oh my goodness.
That was crazy.
Have a day, kids.
Just might be him.
He might be him. And then here's the game winner. I mean, what a game. They did the aggregate scoring. It was cool. Towards the end, first to 120 wins. They were going nuts like they won the NBA Finals. Deservingly so. What a great run from the Heat. My goodness. Khalil Ware might be pretty good. That kid looking like a solid big. Looking like another steal in the draft for the Heat. This team, so much fun. What a great game. I think it was better than the NBA playoffs, to be completely frank with you. I was more tapped in, more locked in, engaged to my screen than any game in the Celtics series. Maybe that's just a me problem. I don't know. But it was close, back and forth. So much heart, energy being put out there on the court. It's the best NBA events that I could personally watch or choose to watch. Maybe I'm being biased. I don't know. We got Mikey holding down the Red Tube. Red Tube gang, let me hear you scream. All right, who's holding it down on the YouTube right now? Let me know. All right, as we dive into some of the plays for today. Let's lock in. I want to go to the shop report. Let's cut the shit. Let's dive into today's winners. All right, we pretty much only have MLB Today chat, so stay dialed, stick with us. I'll get us started off in this St. Louis versus Pittsburgh game. Seems like a pretty popular game to target today, Jovan, if you check out the socials feeds. We got Lance Lynn. We got Paul Skenes. And I'm expecting some runs here. I don't know which team it's coming from. Probably a little bit of both. I think Lance Lynn gives up some. And I think Paul Skenes, who's got that sketchy 1.5 earned run square up. I think you're going to talk about it as well here. He's got plenty of sketchy squares up on the boards. I want to fade both these starting pitchers. I want to back the bats in this game with the juice and the total moving from minus 105 to the over to minus 115 and still climbing for the over 7.5. So I'm seeing runs in this game. I think Paul Skenes actually gives up a couple himself. Would not be surprised if the Cardinals win this game. I think they're a pretty good look on the plus money as well, but I'm targeting runs. All right. I'm seeing them. I think we get 10, by the 7th inning stretch here. I don't want to worry about who's winning this game and closing it out.
Sure. And go through your whole card because we got the construction site going on here right now still.
Yep. W's. It is what it is. We push through. Got some background noise for Jovan. They're doing some construction on his apartment. Can't make it up. But yeah, let me give you some more winners, guys. And where else better to take you than DC for a Nats game and for a Nats sell job? Okay, just what the chat wanted here. The Nats on the ML, look, they're still catching more steam. Every time I look at them, they're more heavily favorites. You got DJ Ertz coming back up from the minors. You get chance number 2 here. He had some great flashes of being unbelievable in that first stint. He had some pretty bad flashes too. I want to buy stock in DJ Ertz coming up for the second time for the minors this season. I like his chances against the Padres bats, but this is not going to be an unders game. This is not going to be a pitcher's duel. I'm not betting on DJ Ertz, although I do think he has an advantage here in the first couple innings. I'm betting on the Nats bats here. I think it's a great sign seeing CJ Abrams being the shortest odds to hit a nuke for the Nats in this game. I think it's a great sign seeing the total up to 9.5 in this game. I do like runs, but seeing the Nats catch steam on the ML as well is a great sign. And I think the Nats bats get to Vasquez here. I think they get to this average righty personally. Lefties have really been mucking us up this whole season, but a righty that doesn't scare me much for the Padres here in Vasquez, I am more than willing to fade. All right, I've tried to get cute and back this guy this season. He's just not that guy. And the Nats little revenge angle here. We remember what happened last series out in San Diego only a couple weeks ago, right? Both these teams in the wild card hunts. We saw back and forth games. The Padres ended up sweeping the Nats. Benches were clearing. People were pissed. Jurickson Profar walking around like he owns the place, right? It's just his season. I think the Nats try to get some revenge at home after getting swept and getting embarrassed in that series, right? Some could say that series probably set them back and knocked them out of the playoffs officially. And I would probably agree, to be completely frank with you. But the Nats catching steam at home with the rookie pitcher coming back up from the minors against Vasquez as a favorite, I cannot resist. Give me the Nats on the ML. They stay hot and they stay undefeated coming out of the All-Star break. In W's, we got the Reds, who treated us very well last night too. A late addition to the card, the Reds on the ML. This time around, I'm going with the plus 1.5. All right, and we could use it because we're going against Chris Sale. All right, nobody said it was going to be easy. Fading Chris Sale, kind of a death wish this season. The guy's the favorite to win the Cy Young right now, and deservingly so. But how long can Chris Sale keep this up? Looking at the prize picks board and seeing that 1.5 run square up, I'm thinking maybe they get 2 off of him, maybe even more. I like the Reds' chances, and Nick Martinez has been pretty solid for the Reds so far this season. Nothing special, but pretty reliable, pretty consistent. They've had him coming out of the bullpen. They've had him coming out as a starter. Today, he'll be getting the rock to start this game. And the Reds, like Jovan talked about earlier today, it would be the most Reds move ever to get swept by the Nats out of the All-Star break and then go to Atlanta and sweep the Braves. That's the most Reds move of all time. Okay, that's what they do. They do shit that doesn't make any sense, kind of like the Nats. All right, the Reds, I'm not giving up on them yet. Still plenty of time this season. They're still lingering around in the potential NL wildcards standings. But Nick Martinez, I think he's good enough to back. I'll take the plus 1.5. We might need it. But seeing the odds get cut down for plus 200 to plus 170 for the Reds, in my opinion, is a great sign. And I loved what I saw out of the Reds yesterday in the first game of the series. I think they bring that energy again to the ballpark. And I want to keep fading the fraudulent Braves. I'm not a believer.
I'm with you. I'll be joining you on the Reds, surely, out of that card, especially with, I think Austin Riley's gone from the team right now, too, for the Braves, which is...
He is. Paternity list, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, so that's huge for Nick Martinez because that's honestly the guy that I would be scared the most of in that lineup against him. So, yeah, we're getting the Reds-type Red series. Go and take the set from the Braves right after getting swept by the Nats. Just classic.
Come on. Most Reds move ever. Yep.
Yeah, literally.
All right. You want to go over your plays here?
Yep. Let's get there.
Sure.
Yeah. No bullshit.
It's honestly not that bad. I would just keep ripping through it.
Yeah, it's not too loud now. It's a little further now, but we'll see. But yeah, we're cutting the bullshit in Pittsburgh. We're going for the Cardinals ML. Skenes, this is the first time outside of his first 2 starts where he was facing the Cubs. This is the first time other than that he's facing a team for the second time. And the only difference, the big difference is the Cubs are, I mean, first of all, one of the worst offenses in baseball, but especially against righties, they're horrendous. And they strike out at a ridiculous clip. And especially back then, I think it was the beginning of May when he faced them, they were even worse than they are now. So the Cardinals are not. Cardinals have been one of the better teams against right-handed pitching in the last, I don't know, couple months here, really since, I guess, that same time span where Skenes has been in the MLB. So they've started their surge. They're much, much better against right-handed pitching than the Cubs are, and much better than a lot of the other teams that he's been facing lately, too. They also, when they know that they're outmatched by a high-velocity pitcher, a lot of teams do this. The Rays do this all the time, which is why you see this with, they're always like Corp against some guys with strikeouts like they were with Sale. Granted, I got involved in that, but a lot of these pitchers, you see teams attack them very early and that throws them off. That's what the Cardinals have been doing against high velocity pitchers as of late. So for guys like Skenes, when they faced them the first time, they fell behind in counts and it wasn't as easy for them to climb back. And that's why they struck out, I think, 8 times. Skenes had a fantastic start. You're not going to see that today. They're going to be aggressive early in counts. They're going to get hits off of them. This is not going to be the normal Skenes start. First time after the All-Star break as well. If you have paid attention, maybe I would say everybody except Corbin Burns that started out of the All-Star break has not been great. So I think you're going to see something similar from him too. And to add on to that too, if you look at all of his like absolutely pristine outings, they've been on the road. The only time he's looked somewhat human is when he's at home, which God knows the reasoning for that. But now he gets one of his tougher matchups of the season at home. So we'll put that to the test. So I think they're scoring off of him. I think Lance Lynn will be fine as well. The Pirates don't really scare me because they don't have that pop against right-handed pitching. They haven't shown that lately. So cutting the shit. Give me the ML.
All right. No +1.5 needed. You're going right for the jugular here.
No, right for the jug.
Okay. All right.
Right for the jug.
Take me back to Colorado. Take me back to Coors. Will you?
Yeah.
After that incredible game last night. Take me back.
After yesterday, I mean, it was a lock that I got myself involved in this next game because you kind of had to, right? After 12 innings and what those bullpens got shown, like the Red Sox bullpen is already trashed as is. Like you have no Kenley. They're missing, I don't know, 3 relievers right now. So they're already in a terrible state. And then whatever happened towards the end of last game with them being forced to throw as many arms as they did and deploy them as they did. So first of all, the fact that Cooper Criswell is scheduled for today is really bad for the Red Sox because he has the capability to go for a while. Like I think his last outing was 6 innings, but that's not what he's out there to do. So add that to the fact that this is basically an extended bullpen game after yesterday for both teams, I guess you could say, but especially for the Red Sox, who I talked about this with Houck and the rest of their pitchers. They're all very reliant on off speed. That doesn't work in Coors. That's why we saw Houck struggle. That's why every single pitcher struggled. It's not a fluke. That's exactly what happens. So I think the Rockies are going to score plenty of runs themselves. And then Ty Block, God knows how long he's going to go. They've been using him as a regular reliever as of late. So, like, I don't know if the Red Sox are going to do a ton of damage off of him, but he probably won't be in there to see the guys more than twice max through. And yeah, you won't give up 30 because he's probably not going to pitch for that long. But the rest of the Rockies bullpen is going to. So you're going to see the bullpen for a lot of this game. That's not good news for either of these teams. So we're taking runs. I was debating between just backing the Rockies on the team total of the ML or just going for the game. I think the Red Sox can hold their own in this game too. So I think we're getting a repeat of yesterday.
Love seeing that total moving up, probably because the books are hip to these bullpens being absolutely fucked after yesterday. Maybe some bettors are as well. I want to see the splits for this game.
I would be pretty surprised if this total closed at 11 too.
It's probably the sharpest splits on the board for any total. 64% of bets, 96% of the handle is on that over. Jesus Christ.
Figures.
Everybody on earth has a big old bet on that over.
I mean, if you're taking the under in this game, not saying it's such a certainty to hit, but I don't know what reasoning you could have.
Right. 36% of bets, 4% of the handle on the under per Bisson in that game. That is absurd. That is absurd. Okay. Yep. That means a bunch of $10 baby bets. And hey, $10 baby bets are okay. All right. We don't need to shame around here, but a bunch of $10 baby bets being locked in on that under, and all the big kahuna bets, the big boy bets are on that over. Okay. All right. Runs in Coors again tonight. Sign me up. What about runs in Miami? I don't think I had that on the on my cards, but I would love to hear you out and maybe fade Tyler here. Maybe we get the Orioles bats up and moving.
Yeah, it's definitely a weird one because, first of all, like Albert Suarez, I think we're starting to see a little bit of the regression. He's overall still been solid. I'm not going to act like he's been, I don't know, Patrick Corbin out there as of recent, but we're starting to see signs of what I think Albert Suarez really is, and that's been covered up for a lot of the beginning of the season, and now he gets to go to a weird series, to start a weird series against the Marlins, who, like, you always see them in these weird spots where they're facing a righty who's not going to strike them out all that much and they put up runs. I feel like that's going to be the story today with them, especially the top of the lineup. And honestly, the bottom of the lineup, too, has actually been sneakily playing better as of late. I know they have Brujan and Fortes, I guess, up for squares today. Like, those guys have actually been hitting the ball pretty well, even if it's not falling. Like, Xavier Edwards is a guy who is putting the ball in play constantly. So I like their lineup today against Albert Suarez, but I think the Orioles are going to be able to match them with Tyler today because I don't really know what he is as of late. I'm willing to bet on the fact that he's not going to be as strong as he's been so far, especially against a lineup with a little more pop than some of the ones he's faced. So he's been giving up hard contact. That's probably going to bite him in the ass today. The bullpens, I feel like some weird stuff is going to happen in that game too, even though I will say the Marlins bullpen has been kind of good. People don't realize that. It's like them and the A's are two of the teams that are not great, but their bullpens have been fine. But I think there's going to be late game weird stuff today in this game. It's just, I don't know, kind of more of a field play than anything. And I'm betting on the Marlins to score runs more so than the Orioles. But I think we see a surprising amount of runs in this game.
Okay. And, I'm down to fade that Miami Marlins bullpen as well. They're going to start regressing here. I mean, look, they got one all-star. I get it. But they're not the fucking Dodgers. Or that's a terrible example right now with how bad they've been. They don't have, the Yankees bullpen set up prime back when Mariano Rivera was the closer, right? They're not great. The Orioles bats will get to him, right?
Yeah.
Suarez, I think, is the better fade, honestly, the better angle in this game, though. He's kind of been falling off a cliff a little bit. He's been regressing recently, and his last couple starts has not been him after a great start to the season. I want to keep fading him. And the Marlins bats out of the break, Jovan, have looked pretty solid, right? I feel like they're coming out with some energy, a little bit of a reset. You see that with some of these crummy teams like the Nats, like the Marlins, like the A's, bringing the energy, coming out of the break, a little reset button, right? Starting 0-0 almost with that mindset. It works. Miami right now is bettable. You could bet on their bats. I'm in.
Yeah. It also, it just feels like a weird spot for the Orioles, especially because they're coming off of they just won a series in Texas. I mean, not that the Rangers are great, but that's name-wise a bigger series. And now they're going to Miami after Miami just, had a pretty impressive series, I would say, against the Mets. Impressive for them. It's like they're coming in with a little bit of confidence. They're staying on their little homestand, and the Orioles are coming in. Kind of feels like one of those where the Marlins score some runs early and make the Orioles chase the game, which I think would be the ideal script.
Definitely. I could see the Marlins scraping a couple early ones against Suarez. I can more than see that. I feel like that's realistic. Okay, sure. Cam is money coming in resubbing. What's up, Cam? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well, Beast. W Dodgers last night. L, my Giants play. I'm sure you're happy about that one. We got Captain Slim coming in resubbing as well for 5 months. W Captain Slims. Love to see that. JC Mercer in chat saying Schefter just posted a clip with Ron Rivera, and Ron said if he was still in DC, he would have taken Daniels. Great.
GG's.
That's not what I wanted to hear. That guy makes every wrong decision and call. He has for the last 5 seasons. Oh, that's brutal. Derrick Henry to lead the NFL in rushing. That should hit, right? I think Goots already has 7 units on that pending now.
No, I don't. We talked about it yesterday. Yeah,
Committee. Why is that a bad bet, Gootsy?
Committee. You don't think we're giving Pete Mitchell carries about how good he was last year before he tore his ACL? And
you guys drafted another running back, right?
We did, the Marshall guy, but I don't know how much.
Yeah, who's a beast.
Play. Yeah.
Wait, Ali's in Baltimore?
Ali. Yes, dude. Yeah. They have so many good running backs over there. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Javon, so quit fading, brother.
Krabs, perfect day for a 2-piece Bozo Pack ML. I'm going to the sports book now. Can you give me, if it hits, I'll gift tomorrow. Big dog, we got to smack one of these, right? We got to smack one of these. W Pip. Appreciate the support. Dropping a subby as well. W Pip. Good to see him up and moving on this Tuesday afternoon. Okay.
Yeah, W Pip.
2-piece ML Bozo pack, Jovan, real quick. Big Dog's going to the casino. He needs to lock it in. If it hits, he's giving out subbies. What are we thinking? There's got to be a 2-piece on the board. And after last night's 2-piece lost, I feel like this is a good thing Big Dog came in today and asked this, right?
See, the thing is, I still like a lot more dogs than I do favorites.
Yeah. You're in that dog mentality today, huh?
I mean, I am pretty much every day, but
sure.
I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah. I mean, the Rangers could be a solid look.
I do
on
like
the MLs. Right?
Yeah.
Is there a fatter fave we can pair? Not really, dude. There's not really any good looking.
Not really great fat faves. I mean, we're fading both the two of the 3 fattest favorites.
That should be a good look.
I mean, yeah. There is a life or death max out there with the Pirates ML and the Braves ML. So I'll tell you what not to place. Those two. Outside of the fact that I like them anyway.
People in chat are saying the Mariners. I don't know if I can trust them. I don't know if I can trust them right now.
It's just a bad org.
No, that's a shit org.
It's a bad org out there, man.
Besides Robles, who's coming through on offense?
Yeah.
If you're not betting dogs daily, grow up. That's what MF Fam said in chat. I agree. I concur. As a Twins fan, 0 chance we win 2 in a row against the Phillies. So take the Twins. Because the Twins fan said take the Phillies.
Yeah.
Now my brain's in a blender.
Zach Wheeler, first game in 2 weeks, too.
I kind of like the Twins.
Don't like the
kind of like every dog today.
Yeah, there's a lot of dogs today. I feel like this is a dog set of series just in general for these couple days.
I hate to bring them up. What about the Yankees?
I don't know if I love the Yankees either.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm just forcing at this point. I don't know if there's a 2-piece. I don't know if there's one. Maybe we got to go with just a 2-piece and add an underdog in there.
Maybe it's just the Cardinals plus 1.5, Reds plus 1.5.
Ooh. Laying some juice on the plus chicks.
Which I don't even think they're that juicy. I think the Cardinals might be like minus 130, but the Reds is probably a normal minus 110.
That's a plus 216 Bozo pack, folks.
Wow. Yeah. Would you look at that? Goots already has that shit locked.
There you go.
All right. Little Reds plus 1.5, Cardinals plus 1.5.
Yeah.
That could be it right there. Where's my guy in chat? You still lurking around? We'll lock that puppy in. Cardinals plus 1.5, and we'll go with the Reds plus 1.5. We'll 2-piece. Yeah. Mariners winning today because they sold Trent yesterday. Probably. Ron, let me know if you got any other Bozo pack, legs that you'd recommend. All right. Let me know. You're the king of the 2-pieces. All right. W plays Jovan. Cardinals ML, the over in Coors, and the over in Miami. Sign me up.
Sure.
Sign me up. All right. Let's look at the prize pick squares. Let's take a peep. Oh, Paul Skenes is up there. He's up and moving. Sure. Yeah, I'm fading him. I don't care that the under is minus 125. It is what it is. Who the hell is taking this more than after the guy threw a no-hitter in his last starts and then went into the All-Star game and shut down the American League in his 1 inning. So I want to fade Paul Skenes today. I mean, I like the over in this game, so it perfectly correlates. Jovan likes the Cardinals on the ML as well, so that's music to my ears. Paul Skenes, he's given up a couple early. I would not be surprised if it was Alec Burleson who came through, maybe hit a 2-run gag. I don't know. He's been so underrated this season. I like the bats early and often against Paul Skenes, who might be coming in this game a little fat, happy, and complacent after a great last couple appearances, including an all-star game. I guess shutout, you could call it, for 1 inning. So sign me up for Paul Skenes fade today. More than 1.5 earned runs allowed. Let's talk about CJ Abrams. He's got a 1.5 total bases square up on Prize Picks. Love to see that. It's pretty red as well. He's hitting a nuke today. We're going to talk about that more during Dinger Tuesday, but he's hitting a ball, probably 400 feet to right field. Definitely not going to left field. All right, CJ Abrams pulls everything, and he's pulling one out of the park today against Vasquez. All right, this moose shit Padres team. They're getting their revenge. We lead from the front. CJ Abrams, it might be a leadoff bang. He's had a couple of those this season. All right, call him Kyle Schwarber in training because that's what CJ Abrams does. He loves the leadoff tank. Would not be surprised if he cashes this in that first at bat. Okay. Love runs in this game. Total's high for a reason. All right. I think he carries the Nats to a win in this ball game as well.
Yeah. I think the Abrams versus Vasquez matchup is one of the better ones, I would say, on the card today. It's talked about it since Vasquez has been back on a major league roster. He's god awful against lefties. The Nats have a couple of them, but the one who is consistently hitting for extra base hits is CJ Abrams. Extra base hits are nothing. So that's 1.5 bases is a good look because he's probably hitting a nuke or hitting it very far into the gap, or he's not touching the ball. And I do not think you're going to get the latter.
Okay. I hope not, bro. I really hope not. It's CJ Day. All right. God, I love betting against those who are fat, happy, and complacent. Took me a second to get that abbreviation, but Slip and Jimmy, yes, I do as well. That's going to be Paul Skenes today, coming in, feeling good after the break, feeling good with some alone time with Livy, right? Coming in this game a little complacent. Maybe not on his game, maybe not as locked in as usual. Get the Cardinals, get to him. This veteran Cardinals lineup. They get to the Rook, Paul Skenes. All right. Jovan, I want to see your squares. Sure. Flash them. I want to see those pups. Paul Skenes fade as well. Tell me about it. Sure.
Yeah, so I went a little bit of a different route, even though I think it's going to end up the same, obviously. But a lot of the reason that I love the Cardinals against Paul Skenes is because I think they're going to be aggressive early and make sure they do not get into deep counts because they've been doing that as of late, which I think is one of the reasons why their offense has been much better. So the hits, I think that comes from a lot of the guys at the top of the lineup and the bottom of the lineup. Honestly, like the guys in the middle have not been carrying this difference, but I think they get to them early. They put a lot of balls in play to avoid the strikeouts, which is why, I don't like Paul Skenes' strikeouts today. Everybody else seems to, and yes, you got a gift with the boost that's going on in the Blue Book too. I don't think they're getting themselves into a lot of 2-strike counts. I think this is the only way to see Paul Skenes. Again, they are the only team who has seen Paul Skenes twice, not named the Cubs, and the Cubs did it in the first week of his MLB career. So this is the prime time to make any sort of adjustment, and I think they're going to do it, and I think they're going to be successful in that. Also remember that the last time Paul Skenes was on the mound for a regular start, he had a no-hitter in 7 innings. So the fact that this is a square that's available to you on Prize Picks, the hell do you think is going to happen? He's going to give up 5 hits. So that's my favorite square of the day. And then Doyle, I'm going to continue to ride with Brent Doyle because he's one of the hottest bats in all of baseball. Nobody's talking about them. I love runs in that game. And he is the best matchup, I would say, against Cooper Criswell. You could argue a couple of guys for the Rockies, but once you get past Cooper Criswell, who has pretty bad reverse splits, so I want righties against him. You get past him, it's a Red Sox bullpen that is absolutely gassed. So I think the Rockies are going to do a majority of the scoring in this game. So I'm going to keep riding with Brenton Doyle until he cools down. And I don't think that time is coming for a couple weeks at the least.
Brenton Doyle, stay hot, kid. He's doing his job up there at the dish.
Yeah.
Let's hope the Rockies show up once again today, bro. Need it. Yeah. Don't want it, need it. And like lightning, Jesus Christ, try saying that 3 times fast. Like lightning is saying in chat. Oh, Doyle rules. God, what is that movie? Billy Madison? I think that's what it's from. The old Adam Sandler movie?
Yes.
Like lightning? Yeah. Dude, that's a throwback. Great film. Sure.
W movie. W like lightning. Everybody fading Skenes. It makes me sad. See Bernat saying, yep, I'm sure Rav is pretty pissed as well. He's probably taking the rest of the day off from socials after watching this segment. Yeah, okay, I wouldn't blame him. It's just us.
Last 7 games went under with the Cubs at home, Krabs. Huh.
Yeah, the Cubs are terrible.
Yeah, their offense is shit. But that over, it's catching some steam. The odds, at least, back to -110 both ways after the under opened up juicy. That's weird. Give me the over. I wanted to find a way to back Rhea, honestly, in that game. Couldn't find a way. It did not look like he was going to have the best day ever looking at his squares. But give me runs in that game. That trend's going to end soon. Okay? W's. Jovan, I'm loving those 2 squares. I think your Paul Skenes square is probably a better look. Just the fact that they have a hits allowed square even up after this motherfucker threw a no-hitter in his last actual start is absurd.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. Okay, chat, you know what to do.
A little higher juice-wise than you'd think, too. So, what do you think?
Interesting.
Because usually he's at, if he's at the 4.5 number, he's juiced to the under, but he's been at 3.5 plenty of times.
Yeah.
Including, I think, the no-hitter, which he was facing a better offense, better team on paper. So, we'll find out today.
All right. I hope Zach is right in chat. Post-break Skenes fades will be printing. Not trying to make a pattern out of this, right? But good matchup here against a veteran lineup in the Cards. We like their chances today.
Yeah. Right? I don't even want to fade Skenes just to fade Skenes in the second half because, Skenes is Skenes. But, again, first team not named the Cubs to face him twice, and it's not coming in the first and second start of his career. So this is, I would say, the first chance that a team has really had to make adjustments, quantifiable adjustments against Paul Skenes. So we'll see today because I think the Cardinals are going to do it.
All right. Cardinals ML. Chat, who's got the cojones? Who's got the gonads to fucking lock that one in? It's not for the faint of heart. All right. But like the great legend Stu Feiner once said, you should always feel uncomfortable when locking in a wager. Okay. If you feel comfortable, if you feel like you beat the books, you feel like you outsmarted them when you locked in a play, the books got you right where they want you. Okay. Be smarter. Be smarter than that. All right. And the Cardinals on the ML, probably the most uneasy play to lock in on the board today. It's a great sign. Yeah. Okay. W's. I do grow some hair on the sack for one time. You're going to have to today, Holy Howitzers. You're not going to have a choice. All right. Get involved. Okay. And on the app or MLB websites, say they recommend MLB props. Yeah, I don't know, big fella. We just went over a couple. You can take this on the books as well. All right. Let's lock in. I want to go over some Dinger Tuesday plays before we hit the card hard. You in?
Yep.
Gatesy, get up here. Get up and move it. It's your time to shine, my man. Jovan, get us started off. Talk about Burleson. Ooh, W name drop. I was talking about him earlier. Why is he hitting a gag today?
Yeah, he's been sneakily one of the better hitters in that lineup and one of the difference makers when he has gotten the chance to play, especially against righties, because he's a lefty, very obviously. When they play a lot of lefties, he's not going to be in the lineup, but he's hitting .331 against righties with a pretty solid hard hit rate as of late as well. So if anybody has been the king of getting out in front of counts, swinging early on fastballs, and making sure he's not getting behind in the count, so making hard contact off of that, it's been Alec Burleson. So he is everything that I look for as an example from this Cardinals lineup of why I think they're going to get to Paul Skenes today. So I figured let's ride with him for Dinger Tuesday. He's I wouldn't say the best power option because I think the best power option is on your side there. But again, as far as the adjustments that I think could be made against Paul Skenes and what I think is going to happen, Alec Burleson does that against a lot of righties. And he's, one of the better hitters against velocity that they've seen too. So I like him today. I think he's going to be a home run candidate.
Okay. Old man Alec Burleson, what a story he's been, right? Nobody's talking about that enough. The guy's hitting almost 300 this season. They picked him up off the streets. Thought this guy was retired. I thought he already hung up the cleats. I had no clue. And then they pull him out. They dust him off. The guy's been probably the best hitter on the team this season. Alec Burleson. All right. Remember the name, +600. I've got another Cardinal on my mind, Jovan. And I think if you take one of these two guys, or you take both of them responsibly, maybe split your bet, take both of them. One of these two guys is hitting a gag. I like Nolan Gorman, who's had a terrible season, hovering around 200, the Mendoza line on his batting average. But in recent games, looks like he's gotten some of his power back. He's hit 2 home runs in his last 3 games. All right, I want to buy low on Nolan Gorman, who everyone still thinks sucks. And to be honest with you, he's not been great. He's still striking out a ton. All right, but I like his matchup. Hopefully to take a mistake pitch from Paul Skenes 400 feet to right center today. All right, Nolan Gorman, like you said, has the most pop on the team. I like how he's been swinging the bat in the last couple of games. He's hit 2 nukes in his last 3. I think he stays hot, and I like seeing his odds. I know he's got a ton of pop, but his odds are relatively short compared to the rest of the boards, and probably for good reason, probably because he's been hitting nukes recently as well. But thought that was a good sign against a GOAT like Paul Skenes to see his odds a little bit shorter than I expected.
Sure.
All right. Goatsy, what do we got, my man?
Well, I keep trying to find ways not to take Naylor because it's just every damn week I do it, but I couldn't find one today, so I had to put him on the card.
Wow. Facing
an opener against Detroit, and he always just finds a way to do it, so I just had to throw him up there.
All right. W's. You want to loop around? We'll do a little snake draft here. What do you like about Duran?
Yeah. Duran and Coors, once Jovan put that over on his card, hottest hitter in baseball per se right now. Threw Duran on there.
All right. Yeah, Duran has been an absolute machine.
It's all based on gut. If those wouldn't work out, the gut picks, I wouldn't be doing it. I'd be more analytical with it, but they work. So that's what we're doing.
Hey, Don't change a thing, Goots. You've hit more Dinger Tuesday plays, I think, than me and Jovan combined this season. So whatever the hell you're doing, keep doing it. If you're trusting your gut, you're trusting your gut.
Exactly.
All right. Sure. Duran. Let me wrap this puppy around. Let me talk about CJ Abrams. All right. There's a reason why his odds are that short, chat. I know he hits better statistically against lefties, but he looks more comfortable up there against righties. And that's, clear as day if you watch the Nats play. And he typically has a little bit more pop against the righties as well. I've already seen it. I think he hits a leadoff gag personally. I think he gives DJ Urs a lead early in this contest if DJ hasn't already given up some runs at the top of the first. But seeing this total this high, seeing his odds that low to hit a nuke is a great sign. And I think he's got a pretty solid matchup. I know it's against the righty. I know his stats on paper look better against lefties. He's got reverse splits, but watch his at-bats. He looks much more comfortable up there against right-handers, and I think he's got a great matchup against a pretty mid one today. All right, love the matchup. Love the total being that high. Love his odds being the shortest for the Nats in the game. CJ Abrams is hitting one out of the park, probably in that first at-bat.
Yeah, I'll be joining you on that one, Krabs.
Let's go.
We'll have to do that, but you're backing your team 1-1. I'm fading my team on the other. I've Vlad up here, who's going to see Sean Armstrong for the first at bat of this, assumingly. And if he hits it off him, great, because Sean Armstrong has been absolutely terrible. Probably my least favorite reliever on the Rays. He's given up homers out the ass every single game. Vlad owns us. He's been crushing all of our pitching too, and has been extremely unlucky some of the time too, hitting the ball hard and have nothing to show for it. Armstrong's been letting the ball get in the air a little too much lately, so he's going to have one at bat against him, which would be the chance. But he's also going to get to face Tyler Alexander, which last time he did face the Blue Jays, he had that perfect game bid going into the 8th inning in Toronto. But this is his first start back, and a lot of his problem is he doesn't get the cutter far enough in on righty, so it's going to hang over the middle of the plate. One of the only guys that I feel somewhat comfortable with trusting in that Blue Jays lineup against lefties happens to be Vlad Guerrero. And I guess like Springer could be another option. He's been on fire lately too, but give me Vladdy. Kind of just have the feeling the matchup is there today. Or I guess I know the matchup's there today, but I kind of have the feeling that he's going to be the Ray killer today. So I'm riding with him.
All right. I'm in. Sign me up, right? After you had an absolute gem against your squads. Maybe he gives up some runs this time around. Maybe you're your guy Vladdy here, who you've got up on the board at plus 420. That could be a good sign as well. Sure.
Could be a huge sign.
Vladdy, get the bat up and moving. Do something. All right. Side notes. Who do you think wins that game?
I don't know. I kind of feel like it's the Rays, but I don't think they do it on the back of like an Alexander, like masterclass. Kind of feels like everything's going to be difficult, and definitely helps that Jose Barrios everything seems to be Twitter POD today. So that the Twitter PODs haven't hit in like a week. I mean, shout out Hal K's yesterday. That was a terrible wager. But Barrios seems to be the one today. So that kind of scares me, but he does own them. So it's kind of a little tough. I feel like it's a gritty Rays late inning win.
Okay. All right. Rays pull off a miracle late. Sure.
Yeah.
Tell me about Tyler O'Neill. Why is he hitting a gag today?
Yeah, so I mean, this one is kind of just all projection because I mean he's going to see Ty Block for God knows however long. I mean Ty Block for 2 at bats, maybe 3 if they really stretch him out like that. But I really don't know if that's going to happen. But let's just say it's a normal start from Ty Block. He doesn't strike out righties. That's Tyler O'Neill's one problem. He's been hitting lefties really well over the course of the season, but as of late, the numbers have kind of dipped off because the strikeout numbers have been up. So now he gets to face a guy who doesn't strike anybody out, fills up the zone plenty. So I think he's going to get a ball elevated against Ty Block and however many at-bats he gets to see against him. But if not, the Rockies bullpen is god-awful, drenched in sweat after last night. There's no pitcher out there that you can throw that scares me for really anybody in that game, but especially for Tyler O'Neill after starting up against the lefty. So that's the guy I wanted to go with in that game. It's also like, I know it plays into it a little bit because they're facing a lefty and Duran's up there, Devers is up there, but whenever Tyler O'Neill is the juiciest in any game to do anything, it automatically brings it to my attention. We're talking about all of his lines kind of lining up like that, especially when it's a guy like Block who like is not going to go very long. So it kind of signals to me that something's going on there. But I love the matchup and there's going to be runs, so I took Tyler.
Textiles is saying interesting title for the show today. What's the good word? The good word is we're fading Paul Skenes. That's the good word. Cardinals on the ML, fading him on Prize Picks. Take it as more than hits allowed. Take it as more than runs allowed. It's every which way. All right, that's the good word. All right. Mark Vientos, not a very popular guy. Not a guy who a lot of people know, right? Not a lot of guy who MLB casuals would know off the rip, but yeah, they should. Don't let him get hot. It might be too late. The 24-year-old has really blossomed into a great hitter. Now, here's the thing. I thought it was pretty weird his odds were this short. One of the shorter odds, sitting right around Pete Alonso for this game when he's facing a righty today. Because Mark Vientos, I mean, bless his hearts, but his splits are night and day. Against lefties, he hits 361 this season. Against righties, he hits 250. But he's facing a righty today. He's got more power against right-handers. He's hitting more nukes this season, 7 compared to 5 against lefties. That could be the reason why. Maybe he's got more pop, less average, facing right-handers, and he's facing one today who is known to make a mistake pitch or two. All right, Luis Gil is an absolute machine. He's a stud. If he could figure out a way to stay healthy and they could stretch him out more for years to come, this guy's going to be, a front-end starter for the Yankees for the next half a decade at least. Don't get me wrong. But as Luis Gil continues to work out the kinks and get his mechanics right, he's been known to make a mistake pitch or two, right? We saw it against the Red Sox in that game on Sunday Night Baseball a few weeks ago, I think 2 weekends ago. Luis Gil, pretty much a perfect start besides a couple missed pitches. Even one of them wasn't a missed pitch to Devers. He's just a freak, but the other one was a missed pitch. He's been known to miss his spots, right? He's effectively wild, I guess you could call Luis Gil. So what I'm expecting here is him to throw a turkey to Mark Vientos, who nobody expects to do anything. Nobody even knows who this dude is, but he's having a career year. He's one of the best hitters, one of the best players on the Mets. I think he has a mistake pitch to Vientos, who shockingly has more pop against righties than lefties, even though his batting average is 100 points higher against lefties. And I think he's hitting one out of the park. And that's why his odds are sitting right around Pete Alonso's. Mark Vientos is hitting one out. Love the total is this high in this game. I like the over. I like runs. Would not be surprised to see him hit a gag early against Heel in this contest.
Could be the difference. I like it. Especially, I think I saw something earlier that when he's facing a righty, he has more power, but he doesn't pull a shit ton of it. It's been straightaway center or even right center, which, I mean, if you're playing in Yankee Stadium, God forbid he hits one directly the opposite field after sitting on a Luis Gil fastball and, I don't know, I guess trying to sit on the off speed, but you're just a little late. Could be it. W Little League Park, but yeah, I like that.
Okay. Yeah, that could help. They're playing in the Cooperstown Dreams Park. Knock off up there in New York. Could be the difference. Hey, what's the bet of the day? Good question, Sid. Thought you never ask. Bet of the day will be done here in 20 minutes. The squad ride towards the very end of the show every single day. We vote for the last 10 minutes for our favorite play, the POD, if you want to call it. All right, so stick around for 20 more and get involved. All right, and if you guys are watching on YouTube, that's great. Love to see it. Keep chilling, but you know what you have to do once we get to squad ride time. Guys, it cannot take less time. It cannot be easier to hop over from the YouTube to the Twitch for the squad ride vote at the end. It takes less than 30 seconds. All right, open the app. It pops up right on your feed now, originally, or right off the rip. If you follow Bookit Sports, could not be easier, could not take less time. All right, so come over to the Twitch page once we get that vote moving and grooving. All right, Supreme Fatty said he loves Abrams today. Yes, good. Crochet versus Texas. Yeah, the people got questions about games. Chat, take a little screenshot of this puppy, little mental geyser, but we will post this on the Bookit BTL Twitter. All right, shortly after the show this afternoon. All right, guys, you want to talk about the rest of the plays today?
We're going to get to Hoppy.
On Hoppy first.
Oh, Goots, don't let me cut you off, man.
It's okay. To address
cut me off.
I got Naylor on Blue Book earlier today, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it's been released yet, but they have an opener as Bo Bresky is the guy I think that's opening. I don't know if that's released yet, but that's what I've seen. But I got it on Blue Book. But for
you got it probably early in the morning with the Roosters before they even took off the lines.
Yeah, Krusty's out of eyes. Yeah,
sure.
For a hobby, I've been trying to find a spot to take him because I'm a big fan of his, but this might not be the best matchup, especially in Seattle where they just eat runs. There's none in Seattle. He has 2 home runs off Gilbert, so he has a good history against him, even though he's an ace. But I like the spot to take him here and just on a whim, taking a guy I like, see where it goes.
All right. Going with the Redwoods fan, Logan O'Hoppy. Yes, legend out there in Anaheim. True. Plus 540. Yeah. Sure. All right. Sign me up, Goots. I know one of those guys is smacking. Hopefully. Happens every week. Knock on wood. All right. Chat, we'll post this puppy on the Bookit BTL Twitter shortly. All right, let's go over some plays for today as well. W gents. All right, W Goots as always. Let's lock in. We got Elliot Transit coming in, resubbing as well for 8 months. Love to see that, Elliot. Appreciate you, my man. W's lowest total of the year at 6.5. What game is that going on? What total's down to 6.5?
I mean, the only one that's close is the Mariners.
Are we seeing 6.5s popping up? I don't think so.
I'm not yet, but I mean, it could
maybe
be
he's just asking
there somewhere.
He might just be asking in general what the lowest total is of the year. Tigers guards closed at 6.5 yesterday, and it went over. Crazy. All right. Crochet over case today. Rangers are one of the worst against lefties of late.
No.
Chicago plus 1.5. Big cheesy. What if I told you that unfortunately he's not going to be pitching very long today?
And the Rangers are not bad against lefties either.
Oh, 0 for 2.
So both of
Big
those.
cheese. 0 for 2. But yeah, Crochet, we cannot expect him to be out there very long today. I do lean the Rangers on the ML, but I feel like that line is probably moving accordingly because they know Crochet is not going to be in there very long. All right. Gooch just pick guys based off vibes. Very, very bold. Got to respect it. John Brondo says in the YouTube chat, yes, that is 100% correct. He does pick off of vibes and guts, but it's done him very well.
I mean, it's
done him very well.
Stinger Tuesday, bro. We can lab it up as much as you want, and you still got fucking guys like Josh Palacios going yard.
You got to trust the guts.
It's not an exact science.
100%. Or maybe he just knows ball. Yes.
I know ball.
Yeah.
Not many people know more ball than Gutsy. That's for sure. This guy's balls deep in a MLB Dynasty Fantasy Baseball League. If you got a buddy in one of those, you know they are locked into MLB. Okay. All right. We got B. Tavares coming in, resubbing as well for 5 months. WB Tavares. Love to see that. All right. Jovan, let's go through some of these plays, man. I want to start at the top. I know we got a couple plays in these games. You talked about the Marlins and O's game. You like the over. You like runs. That's probably the best play in that game, right? Has to be. I would
say so, yeah.
Has to be. Cardinals and Pirates. We like the Cardinals on the ML. I like the over in this game as well. I think we're seeing runs. But looking at that total dropping down to 7.5 again. I guess I was seeing a couple 8s earlier, but it's still juicy to the over.
Yeah, I mean, Krabs, you're going to see Skenes steam in every which way every single time he takes the mound, so it wouldn't be too weird.
Right. Okay. So, give me runs. Give me the over. Give me the Cardinals ML.
Yeah. If you want to take, if anybody in chat who doesn't like fading Skenes wants to take minus 190, I would love to see those wagers.
Minus 190. Oh, Jesus. Should be a good look.
Should be a good look.
Tigers and the Guardians. This game, kind of moose shit.
Yeah.
We've got 2 pretty crummy probable starters in Wentz and Curry, I believe. That's what I'm seeing on my end. Jovan, any plays, any angles? I was thinking about maybe taking the nasty contrarian under in this game after we saw the over hit yesterday, and we got some worse pitchers up on the bump today. The total didn't move too much, but what are your thoughts on this game as a whole?
Yeah, it's a tough one to figure out because Xavier Curry, I can't stand him, not in the way that I fade him all the time because he's a barrel machine and he's not very good. He's been a little better this year, but I still love fading that guy against the Tigers and a red-hot offense against a cooling Guardians team. I feel like I don't want to get too sharp just yet and pick the Guardians or take the Guardians, but that kind of feels like what it's going to be today. I just hate to push that button with so much uncertainty around the game, so it's definitely a wash for me, but the gut tells me Guards.
Okay. Now cut the shit. Fuck that game. Let's move to the one that matters, Padres and Nats. Jovan, when I went over my plays, you said you're going to join me on one of them. You said you're going to join me on the Reds. You didn't mention the Nats. Pretty disrespectful, if I could say so myself, and I remembered it. I'm bringing it up now again. What do you think?
I don't want to die on that hill. So, I mean, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong because I definitely think it's the Nationals against Vasquez because no matter how bad their offense has been, I don't know, since I stopped taking them, they're still the same thing there. They got a bunch of lefties. The key to success for the Nationals is all of the lefties having a really good matchup. And now they have a pitcher who's not very good and a pitcher who is really bad against lefties. So, yeah, I'll join you on Abrams. I'll tell you that for sure. Abrams, Wood, I mean, all of those guys have fantastic matchups today. So I feel good about the Nats bats. I feel like that's not the issue here. I'm so unsure of what we're going to get from DJ Urs coming back up here. That scares me a little bit.
I got a pretty good idea of what we're going to get out of DJ Urs today. I think he's going to go out there and absolutely shove his heart out.
Yeah. I believe that. See that.
I don't know if you do.
Rangers struggle.
I don't know if you do.
Let's look at sample size of this real quick because I'm kind of interested. Last 15 days, because I can guarantee you it's low because they haven't faced any lefties. Let's go to July 8th. They have a whopping 27 at-bats against lefties, where there is half the league at over 100. See, that is why you cannot blindly look at those numbers. So that's one start. So I was interested to find that out for that exact reason because I was going to take them period too. So yeah, it's not
literally
a
one game.
So I'm going to take the Rangers.
Okay. Wow. Rangers ML against Crochet.
Yes.
All right. We'll get to that one in a moment here. Mets and Yanks. Quintana versus Hill. I just talked about that total being a little bit high. I like the over in this game. What about you?
I do. I kind of like runs there. I think Luis Gil is not going to be perfect, especially because I do kind of get the feeling. I mean, he has command issues. We know that. Top of that lineup for the Mets has been pretty patient. So a guy like Mark Vientos, who's waiting after a couple walks, a couple guys that are on base with traffic, is waiting for that one mistake pitch from Luis Gil in the Little League ballpark. It feels like it's going to come. So I like the Mets to score runs, surely, and Quintana is not one to scare me, even against the Yankees lineup, who's dog meat at the bottom. So it does kind of feel like runs.
You know, that 2.5 walks allowed demon for Luis Hill was looking at me funny earlier today. I wouldn't mind that in something.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
Yeah. That's probably a pretty good payout, too. 2.5 walks allowed after he had 0 and 1 in his last 2 outings. He's looked pretty locked in, but going against his veteran Mets team, I don't know. All right. That could be an interesting little demon square for later today. All right.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I like runs. I don't know who's winning that game. I guess I would lean the Yankees on the ML. I'm not going to bet it. Fuck them and fuck their organization. But do like runs in this game. And I like seeing that total moving up from 8.5 to 9. And that juice is loose on the over as well. All right.
Yep.
You talked about the Rays and Blue Jays. You said Armstrong is opening up for a guy who had almost a no-hitter against Toronto in that last outing. So probably going to stay off the Rays. But you said you expect them to come back and win this game late. Gun to your head in GTA. Are you taking them on the ML here?
Yeah, probably. Honestly, I think the Blue Jays not being bigger favorites is a little odd because I don't know if you've looked at Jose Barrios' numbers, and I don't have them off the top of my head against the Rays, but I can tell you he absolutely owns this team, which is why he happens to be Twitter POD in quite a few different ways today. So I was a little surprised. Sean Armstrong's been terrible. He's going to open for Tyler Alexander, who hasn't pitched in 2 months. So I was a little surprised to only see them at -135 in Toronto, especially where they get a lot more line respect than they should. So I do think it's the Rays, but I think that game is going to be fucking weird every which way through.
He has dominated the Rays since 2021. We're not even going to count those starts earlier because he's a different pitcher since then anyways, but he did have one start in there where they got 6 runs off him. Besides that, there's like 6 others since then where he's absolutely shoved. So you're right.
He's so young, dude.
He definitely has good stats. His stats overall for his career aren't great because he wasn't as good early on. But if you just look at the last couple of years, he's been nails besides that one start. So, yeah, that's a little bit weird. Probably thought they'd be a little bit more favorites, but it's the Blue Jays. They're moose shit. That we see them get line respect as well. So,
yeah,
weird.
And I mean, there has been some Rays steam, which I like. Maybe it has to do with them knowing that Alexander's coming in, and it's not just a full bullpen game, but that still feels really odd, especially after they got shit pumped yesterday by the Yanks.
I'm with you. It's got to be Rays ML as a lean. Probably not going to get to the counter with that one, right? We got Baumgartner Jackson coming in, resubbing. Love to see that. What's up, my man? 24 months. What a run. Dubs. Reds Braves. Give me the Reds +1.5. They are now even juicier. They were -110 about an hour and a half ago. Now I'm seeing -122 on the green book for the +1.5. That's a great sign. Okay.
Yeah.
Keep steaming up. Keep steaming up.
Yeah.
All right. Phillies and Twins. Zach Wheeler's first start in 2 weeks, like you were talking about. Surely they win.
Yeah, this whole series just feels strange. It's like
I feel like the Twins pull it out here, man, but
kind of feel that way too. I'm definitely not getting to the counter with it, but yeah, it's a weird game. I know Simeon Woods Richardson, I've been seeing a lot of propaganda lately. It's definitely just my Twitter, but he's been transforming his arsenal a little bit. It's picking up some velo. So overall, like, his pitches have changed shape and everything. So like, he's working towards something that I think is pretty good. I kind of want to start buying in. It's just tough to pick that game where the Phillies are going to start splooging. Like, I feel like this has pitcher's dual potential, I would say. Like something similar to what we saw early in the game yesterday, minus the Bryce Harper early home run. Because I do think Wheeler still pitches decently well. Maybe he has to pitch around traffic a little bit in the game, but I think Woods Richardson has a pretty good start.
Okay. Yeah, I don't mind the under in this game. It did open up at 7.5 briefly. Pretty weird. After we saw the first game go over. Pretty low for a game involving Woods Richardson and Wheeler coming off of 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Huh. And with these two offenses, I know the Twins are pretty banged up right now, though, huh?
Yeah. I mean, they did just put up, 7 or 8 themselves yesterday. Granted, that was the Phillies bullpen handing them those runs.
It might be the under in this game.
Might be the under.
Might be the under, chat. We might be onto something there. Lean the under, lean the Twins, probably that plus 1.5 in a low-scoring affair. But that under is looking to be funny. That might be out of the cards. All right, talk about your Rangers. Talk your shits. You like them on the ML. They keep catching more and more steam. I feel like maybe people are betting on them. I'm going to check the splits here, and then you can go over this puppy. But a little surprised to see them continuously catching steam. Everybody's just finding out right now maybe about Garrett Crochet not going long in this contest, but thought that was a little bit weird to see the Rangers up to minus 135, minus 142 here now in the green book. They are catching 75% of the bets, though, on Visit. So they're definitely public.
Anybody against the White Sox is never going to be sharp. But
yeah,
I do want to take the Rangers because, to our man's point, he was talking about how bad they've been against lefties the last 15 days, which is 20-something at bats. If you expand to the last 30 days, you would add another 140 at bats, and then you would find the Rangers are 4th in the league with a 139 WRC plus against left-handed pitching. So even though Garrett Crochet is not going very long, it's going to be a shortened outing. I think they can be okay against him. And then you see the White Sox bullpen for a while, which if we're talking about issues with the Rangers, it's always the fact that their bullpen's bad themselves. So that kind of equalized itself. It even tips the Rangers the scales their way, especially after, the White Sox bullpen was relatively good yesterday until the very, very end. So now I think we're going to see some of their middle relief guys who are significantly worse, I would say, than their end of game guys for, a bit longer today. So give me the Rangers bats to wake up a little bit. I don't think they're going to score a million runs on the White Sox, but I think they'll be all right.
Let's keep fading the White Sox on this losing streak too, right? Getting cute, fading streaks does not work in baseball. One day I will write a book. Okay, and it's going to have some rules in there, some stuff I've learned about betting. And the first line for MLB might be, it might correlate directly to that, to be completely frank with you. It just might. And the Rangers against Crochet today, man. Crochet, what, he's going to go 3 innings? Is that your guess? 3-piece?
Maybe 4. I don't know. I don't know what the leash is.
Depends on his pitch counts.
Yeah, and I'm not taking his under Ks because the Rangers are good against lefties. They do still strike out a good bit, though. What are they at? They have the 8th highest strikeout rate against lefties, so they're kind of boom or bust. Overall, really good, but they still whiff a ton. So that's why I'm not taking his under Ks. But overall, like I wouldn't take any Crochet anything today.
All right, fading streaks in baseball does not work, chat. That should be rule number 1. If anything, hop on the train and keep fading them. All right, we got a 5-unit subby from Flatwoods Fella. 5 units, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 subbies for the community. If you guys just got blessed up, drop a W in the chats. Let's go. 5 of you guys just got hooked up. Love to see that. W's Flatwoods Fella. Awesome. All right, Primer's lit up. Boomsticks are out tonight.
Boomsticks.
All right, sure. All right, Cubs and Brewers. Italian versus Rhea. No opener for Rhea, I'm assuming. They're just letting him go.
I don't know. They do they announce it late a lot, so I wouldn't be surprised if it pops up a couple hours before first pitch. But as of now, no.
All right. What do you like in this game, man? I kind of wanted to back Reyes somehow, some way, but it felt forced.
Yeah, everything in this game definitely does feel forced. I will say, if you want to back Ray, I mean, I think the only answer would be K's. Like, this whole series is just odd. I don't want to fade Tyone because he's been a lot better. He's starting to turn into like the Tyler Anderson of the NL, just in a weird situation on a shit team that he somehow starts pumping out good performances pretty much every time he steps on the mound. So I'm good there. And I do still think it's the Brewers, especially after yesterday, but I am good.
I cannot believe this guy just made me search Mike Trout's name on Twitter.
Dude, he had Josh Rojas in the comment, Krabs.
That should fucking count as a fake bang.
You couldn't sniff out the fake bang. He's talking about Josh Rojas and the Phillies.
Look, the way Josh Rojas has been hitting the ball recently, I mean, maybe they could throw him in that deal.
On the Mariners, he's been not hitting the ball.
Okay, so why the fuck is that in there?
He's got a dumbass cheese profile picture. That's why he's doing that.
What are we doing? Skenes going to be the next Taco. That could be the difference, Jovan. You were talking about that earlier.
Oh, my God. I was waiting for that. Is he in the vote?
Johan Rojas. Lol. I knew there was a Rojas in the Phillies. Quit your bitching.
No, there is.
Yeah, there's a Rojas in the Phillies.
Oh, my God. He is in the vote, Krabs.
Wow, that's massive. That's huge for the fade.
I'll tell you exactly what I said, chat. I said, other than the fact that there's always Skenes propaganda on the feed, there's always Skenes glazing on the feed, there's always Skenes plays in the feed. Today, there feels like there's a lot more than usual. Between boosts on the book, between every single MLB account glazing him, and then now Prize Picks felt comfortable enough to put him in the taco voting. When I already like his undercase. Yeah, and he's got 580 votes right now. The second place has 40.
Yeah, I actually went out of my way to cash out of my Skenes place.
You made a call? Yeah, probably a good move. W. Trent, dialed. What were Javon's plays? Camden, we will drop them once again on the Twitter. Okay, post-show. I don't know why I'm full screen right now, but we will drop them right after the show. All right?
Yeah. They vote in the Discord, the Prize Picks Discord. Holy hell.
PP Discord, huh? All right. Yeah. Let's wrap up. Let's finish these late night games here. Diamondbacks and the Royals. Jovan, looks like Jamon is back up and moving again, going up against Marsh. What are we liking in this game? Royals are catching steam since that announcement.
Yeah, I don't know if I love anything in this game, but I'll say the same thing I said to you earlier. If there's ever a day to fade Bobby Witt, it's not yesterday, it's today against the lefty where the power goes down significantly. Man. So, I mean, I feel like you have to try and get your lick back at some point, dude.
Oh, man. Yeah, but I don't want to be a hater of Bobby Witt. Like, Bobby Witt is a friend of the program. No, Bobby Witt is a GOAT. Like, I think I was just planning on cutting the losses, moving on, chalking it, and going about my deck. Just move, right? The last thing I need is another Trent tweet saying Krabs faded Bobby Witt again, and he actually hits a cycle tonight or some shit.
Just so you know, you were 90 feet away from having me host BTL today.
Okay.
He did say he said he was hosting if Bobby went green in the first inning, and he was stranded in third.
I mean, it was right there.
It was right there. He's so lucky.
Jesus.
Or if he hit the cycle.
Yeah, or the cycle.
I can't believe he didn't get it. To be honest with you, had a couple of bats too.
I just saw a video on the feed of a pissed off whale in the ocean, and that was all I needed to see to lock in the goat whale eclipse for the first time in a while. So
wow, the signs.
But Jovan, I will have you know that before I even knew what you were on today, I loved Tyler O'Neill RBI.
Oh, I figured.
Okay,
I'm in.
All right, some Red Sox runs. There should be plenty of squares in that game. Jovan likes the over.
There's a lot of squares. I'm definitely taking a stack in that game.
Bookie Doyle.
That's if Skenes wasn't playing today, that would be my favorite square of the day.
Yeah, Jovan is locked today. He's loving his plays, if you couldn't tell already. Knock on wood.
No way, dude. This guy's day one OG. Haven't seen him in years. What's up, bro?
Wow. Holding down the YouTubes.
Yeah.
What's up, Textiles? He was saying he liked our title for the show today, Fading Paul Skenes.
Yeah, one of the rare non-chirps about Paul Skenes today.
I was going to come on and chirp the fuck out of you guys fading him. And then after further review, I legit, I'm going to leave one slip alive with his Ks because we cooked it on TMA. But,
sure.
But yeah, I literally bombed his Ks. Saw some things I didn't want to see. Taco, Life or Death Mega Max, fucking everything.
Yep. So thank God you cashed out the rest of those lineups, bro.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Bro,
all right. Chat saying just throw the fries in the bag. I don't know. I feel like Trent's locked right now. I feel like it should probably be me throwing fries in the bag after going 1-4 yesterday.
I mean, the motherfucking walk square yesterday was sharp.
That one hits. That one did hit. I put meat on tape for that. But that was about it. That was the only play I hit on the sharp report.
Yeah, I made a 6-man. Suarez walks, Doyle, HRR were the only two that were green.
All right. Well, at least we did our jobs there.
Caruso is on Skenes K's. Can't confirm.
He is on Skenes K's. Everybody is. But
more than
do Trent. Yeah, a little late night piece here. Doyle back on the board on sharp report, and then a little Your Donkey late night.
Ooh,
really?
Yeah.
I mean, that game is definitely going to go over after last night's bullshit.
He's going to soar over. And Beto is horse meat against lefties. Probably only going to see him twice, but same olds.
Yeah, Big Cheesy wants to go back to that over, and I would not blame him.
Yeah.
I would not blame him one bit. Total's up from 8.5 to 9 after that bullshit last night. Astros didn't even show up. Weak. You're losing 4-0 to the fucking A's. Grow up. Embarrassing.
Yeah,
who homers off of Skenes today? It's either going to be Burleson or it's going to be Nolan Gorman.
Yeah. Why don't we flash the Dinger Tuesday again, Goots? Because there's another guy on there that I have that Trent might be interested in too. Eesh.
Vladdy.
Wow. The Go Whale clips potential.
Go Whale full eclipse.
Sure.
Yep. Got him the list. But I
all
like
right.
Burleson. That's my guy to go yard off skates.
Burleson's been so underrated this entire season.
So underrated.
All right. What if I told you it's another Skenes 7-inning no-hitter to screw all the contrarians? That would suck, Rita.
Thing is, I don't know, if you're even screwing all contrarians, because, I mean, find me somebody else who's fading Skenes. I feel like most contrarians are out at this point, too.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap up these last couple, and then we're going to do the squad ride here. But a couple late-night Geysermans. I hate to even bring them up, but the Mariners. Joke. Absolute joke.
They're tough to watch, man.
Yeah, their games are just boring. If you're a pitcher from back in the day, if you appreciate a good under, that maybe you like watching the Mariners games. But besides that, I can't see how anybody else could enjoy them unless you're the biggest Victor Robles fan on the planet, right? Since he's the best hitter in baseball. But they stink. I don't think they're good luck either today after what they did last night. Fuck the Mariners. Put them off to the sides. I think they seem a little rattled after the Astros came in, beat them up a little bit, retook that lead in the division. Mariners right now are a little lost. I would not be back in Logan Gilbert today. No thanks.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but this game has given me a really odd feeling. I don't know if it's just because the Mariners are the Mariners, but Jose Soriano, it feels like we saw the same exact game, I think, in his last start against the Angels. And I think he was pitching against Kirby. But, he pitched well, even though he was on, a little bit of a limit. And then, they ended, winning that game 2-1. So, I mean, he's seeing the same team for the second time in a week-ish. I guess a little past that because of the break. But, I don't know. It's a concerning game. I feel like I don't want to bet on the Angels to score runs, but it kind of feels like maybe we see runs in this game.
Yeah, that would surprise me. But I definitely don't want to take that under. We saw the total. I mean, right now it's -110 for the over in this game, but the under opened up -105. Now we're seeing it even. Yeah, I don't love anything in that game. I wouldn't be taking the under, though. I'm with you. Not after yesterday.
Well, both pitchers just saw the team, too, in their last starts, and they absolutely – they had Cy Young performances.
They shot.
This feels a little easy.
Feels a little too easy. All right, lean the over. Sure. We got DJ Ayers starting for the Nats. Yep, we'll see how it goes. Trent, please do not bet that guy today. Giants and I don't need to. No. Giants and Dodgers. And then we'll get to the squad ride here. But any plays in Jordan Hicks versus Landon Knack?
Probably not going to get there, but I think you go back to the Giants. I kind of like Jordan Hicks against the Dodgers. Because Dodgers team, if you want to talk about teams that have been, a lot worse against handedness, the Dodgers have not been great against righties, really, in the past handful of, weeks especially. Like, their numbers overall as a whole, like going back the past month, are not bad at all. But as of late, they're seeing these righties, especially like ground ball pitchers or pitchers that are trying to do that at the least, haven't been great. It's like I think Jordan Hicks has a decent day, and I'm so out on Knack, especially against the Giants. So I kind of think it's Dodgers or the Giants.
The Giants on the ML after burning us last night late. God. All right. Lean the Giants ML. Sure. Goods, can we flash the sharp report one more time for the people before we dive into the squad ride here? We'll flash it for the peeps. Chat, take notes. All right. Got the over. Oh, we're flipping. That's okay.
We go back.
Take notes.
Let them recap it.
We've got the over in the Cards and the Pirates. We've got the Nats ML and the Reds plus 1.5. Jovan?
I've got the Cardinals straight up on the ML, and then the over in the Rockies Red Sox, and the over in Marlins Orioles, where Tony Taters probably turns green tonight.
Hopefully. Prize Pick Squares. Let me fade Paul Skenes, more than 1.5 earned runs allowed, and CJ Abrams Day. He's hitting the leadoff nuke, more than 1.5 total bases.
Sure. Love that. Then I have Skenes more than his hits allowed, and Brenton Doyle more than his 1.5 total bases.
W's. All right, chat. We will post these puppies on the Bookit BTL Twitter. Stay tapped in this afternoon. Let's get to work. All right, the best part of our day, the most important part of our day. Chat, you guys ready? Let's get involved. Goots, run that shit. All right, chat. We got to bounce back after a Moose squad ride yesterday, but for the month, we are still 7-3-1. Okay, we take that any day of the week and twice on Sundays. Let's bounce back today with another winner. Why not up?
Sure.
Jovan, what are we thinking? I'm looking at your slate. Are we putting the Cardinals ML in there? Are we cutting the shit after we talked about it for almost an hour today? I feel like throughout the episodes, how are we not going to put in the Cardinals?
Yeah, I feel like we have to. I'm in.
Put them in. Cardinals ML. Plus chicken. What else from your card are you in love with?
I mean, it's kind of square. Seems kind of easy, but I just can't see a world where we're not getting 1 million runs on course.
Yep. I was hoping you were going to say that.
Yeah.
Rockies, Red Sox over 11. W's. Can we put the Reds plus 1.5 in here?
Of course.
Do we even involve the Nats, or do we just keep them off to the side and see what they do?
I feel like we keep them off to the side, Krabs.
I feel like we also do as well. I needed some confirmation there, but I think we keep them off to the sides and we roll with these 3 plays. Keep it quality over quantity type. You down?
I'm very down.
All right, chat. 3 plays, 3 winners. Hurry up, lock in your votes. If you're watching on YouTube, make your way over to the Twitch page at Bookit Sports. It takes 3 seconds. Make sure you lock in your vote, get involved. And the chat is way more active over here on Twitch as well. So love the guys holding down the YouTube over there, but make your way over here for the squad ride votes. You've got 2 minutes. Lock in. All right, 3 plays, 3 winners. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. Cardinals ML, Rockies, Red Sox over 11, and the Reds plus 1.5. All right. Jovan, what are you voting for, my man?
I mean, I want to go back to just an OG. Every time we're coming off a loss, I just like an OG, super nobody likes it type squad ride. So, I mean, I'm going to give my vote to the Cards.
Cardinals ML. Wow. Going for the jugular.
But, I mean, looking at the vote, which I didn't expect it to go any other way, but you know who's going to be fucking air, Krabs.
Who? The Reds. After getting no respect in this poll. I bet.
Yeah. which I mean, it's not surprising, but like the Reds are probably going to win 3-1 after that.
Wow. Okay. Be a very Reds move after getting swept by the Nats to go into Atlanta and sweep the fraudulent Braves, huh? I feel like I've already seen it. All right, we'll take that plus 1.5.
Oh, GG rumors. G fucking G. Yeah, GG Krabs. But we got the vote up and moving. So I'll hop back in here when he's ready to go. This is probably one of the closest votes we've had in a while. Oh, there he goes.
There it goes. See ya. Internet kicked.
Abducted by aliens.
Super weird, but we're back. What's up, chat? Ooh. All right, lock in your votes. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. Is it going to be the over in cores or is it going to be the Cardinals on the ML? Let's see how many scared people we got in chat who are afraid of the plus signs for the Cardinals. And that could have been all it took to push them over the edge with that comment.
That's all it took, Krabs.
Unbelievable. Cardinals on the ML. Sometimes a little chirp goes a long way, chats. All right. We'll meet you guys at the cash counter tonight. Stick around for the Surge stream starting up right now. Pitch Trent a winner today. Will ya? Show some heart. Bring some energy. Pitch Trent, your greatest play you've ever seen in your entire life. All right, at least act like it. Bring the energy. We'll catch you guys again tomorrow. Same time, same place. We'll be seeing you.
We will.